Hold on to your hats because we are headed into eclipse season where anything is possible. And the surprises may delight or disrupt you, but either way, there is no refunds on the eclipse train, and it is time for upheaval. I'm Meagan Mermaid, and this is your astrology update for the weeks of February 17th through March 2nd, and we have a lot to unpack. First, let's talk about what's already happened because there have been a lot of major events. First, on January 26th, Neptune, the planet of soul and spirit and delusion, went into Aries, triggering like a whole new era of what it means to have soul and to be this spiritual warrior. Then on February 3rd, Uranus went direct. It's moving through its final degrees of Taurus. All of us fixed signs are so grateful, especially those that have Taurus energy in their chart. And it is just time for Uranus to move. It's time for this to be done. So you might have felt kind of a shift around early February, and then Saturn moved into Aries on February 13th. So maybe you've been getting some good karma seeds coming to you, good experiences, but now Saturn and Neptune are both in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. They're going to meet later this month on the 20th, signaling a reset, a cosmic reset. Then on top of that, we have this solar eclipse in Aquarius squaring Uranus, really just bringing up unexpected everything. And we have a Mercury retrograde coming too. And Mars is squaring Uranus later this month. Oh my gosh, like take a breath. I feel like we all just need to like prepare. This solar eclipse in Aquarius is going to bring so many changes. And it's one of those things where you either move with the flow or the universe moves you. Because this square to Uranus means that things are going to be shaken up. The chaos, the revolution, all of it is coming up. I touched on last time that when Neptune last moved into Aries, that was the start of the Civil War. And so now we have Saturn in Aries too. They're meeting in this conjunction on the 20th. And this solar eclipse is setting everything up for a rebirth and a revolution. The North Node is also moving into Aquarius later this year. So this is like setting us up for the destiny, the path that we are going on as a collective. But in our individual lives, like this can happen in all sorts of ways. Something is going to get shaken up. And often with eclipses, it's a time where things get eclipsed out of our life. That means that any job, any relationship, any friendship, any living situation that is not serving you, that is not leading you in the collective destiny, it's going to be highlighted. And when we're in this eclipse portal between the 17th and the 3rd, when we have the lunar eclipse that's happening in Virgo, there is this 2-week portal that's almost like we're going through the underworld. And on top of that, we have a lot of big transits. So we're going to talk about these one at a time. And I want you to just take a breath and just say to yourself, I am safe. Whatever's happening out there can only affect this if you let it. And so as we step into this portal, your mindset, your focus, your discipline is everything. And there might be a part of you, this old limiting belief that's saying, like, what about all the people that are suffering? Is it okay to feel good? Is it okay to have joy? But literally, your peace, your joy, your prosperity is going to help a lot more people than being in the trenches with all those that are suffering. And we have to alchemize all of this stuff. It might get a little bit messier, a little bit more chaotic. And right now, so many people are terrified. Like there's the group of us that have been awakened for a while and we're like, yep, those are the dark agendas. That's what they've been doing. Babies, yep. Children, yep. Women, ugh, isn't it awful? Yeah, they're all in power. It's been this way since pretty much the beginning of time. And, you know, we're like not even phased. We might even be on the apathetic side of like, well, what do we even do about this? You know, it's always been this way. So why fight it? And we don't want to get into that apathetic side. That's sort of like the shadow side of Aquarius, where it's just like, yeah, that's happening. And what do we do about it? And so we don't want to get into a space of not caring. And luckily, with Venus in Pisces and Mercury in Pisces right now, we have the opportunity to look at things from a different lens. We have to go through this period, and especially for those that are just waking up to all of these atrocities, there's the part where you have the anger and the rage. And so you might be seeing it on social media. You might be seeing people like wondering like how these people, if we want to call them people, are getting away with what they're getting away with. And we have to be careful that in that rage that we're not continuing to be in this space of separation, because that's what they want. They want us to be pitted against each other, saying it's these people, it's this group, it's that group, rather than recognizing that they're the puppeteers that are pulling our strings and harvesting our energy. And I would much rather talk about like mermaids and aliens, but this is where we're at. This is where we're at. It's either sink or swim. So let's talk about what is coming after this solar eclipse. February 18th, the sun is moving into Pisces. So the day after the solar eclipse, which is also the beginning of the year of the fire horse, which is like a whole nother topic. I'll probably do a whole other video just about that because it's so big. But just to kind of break down this fire horse energy, we were in the year of the snake. We were in a 9-year last year. And I know I was dying for most of it. I'm sure a lot of you felt that way. And we had to do so much shedding and purging and going into the shadows. And the fire horse is like this energy of like rising up and saying like, now we ride. Like this is the energy of momentum. It's the energy of courage, of strength, of freedom, of liberation. And when the sun moves into Pisces, again, we have this opportunity to look at things from a lens that's bigger than just rage, because rage without a purpose is more rage and it's more problems. So if we can get through the initial stage, and I'm talking to us as a collective, and maybe wherever you're at right now and all you feel is rage of like, how dare these people be doing these unspeakable things and getting away with it? Yeah, that's real. Honor that. And now, how are you going to use that to create, to help, to advocate? And how can you have compassion that, oh my God, like we have been so separated from love and we've been so lost in fear that we're just broken. The systems are broken. Everything is kind of falling apart, and it can feel really scary when we don't know what's coming. And that's why that mindset and focus piece is so important. But on February 20th, Saturn, which is all about matter and form and like this tough love, maturing energy of the material world, and Neptune, which is like the soul and the spirit and like the higher octave of Venus and the heart, like they're coming together in this conjunction to reset things, reset them. And just in time, because February 26th, Mercury goes retrograde into Pisces, and February 27th, Mars is going to be in Aquarius, squaring Uranus and Taurus. This whole month has like this flavor of Uranian energy. So if you've got a lot of Aquarian energy like I do, it's like, woohoo, we're here for it. Like, let's shake things up. Like, let's watch the chaos unfold. And if you're somebody that really values like peace and stability, this can feel really disrupting to your nervous system. So this month, we need to make sure that we are not only doing our mindset work, but we're meditating, we're going out into nature, like all the things that stabilize you, like have that in place now, because we cannot foresee what's coming. We may have this anticipation of what is to come, and we don't know. We don't know. And maybe you feel that like something is coming, like there's this urgency, but there's also such a beautiful aspect of this. Even though there's so much chaos and so much suffering, like all of it's coming up. Like this is the great purging. And as we move into this fire horse year, like it's going to light a match, a spark under humanity's behind that. Okay, all right, how much more do we need to see? How much more chaos? How much more suffering? How much more carnage? Like, really, are we going to just set the whole world on fire before we realize, like, let's just choose love and start creating and enjoy this planet while we have it? So it's kind of like that moment in the movie where, how are they going to get through it? How are they going to get out of this one? But we have to hold on to the joy that it's going to be a really good surprise twist, even if there are some bumps and there are some ebbs and flows along the way. So with Mars square Uranus, at the end of the month, there's going to be miscommunications, and those miscommunications could cause impulsivity and recklessness, especially with Saturn and Neptune now in Aries. That is the shadow. You're going to see a lot of people doing dumb stuff and like regretting it like right after. So I would encourage you anytime you feel like you have this need to take action, that's like the shadow side of Aries. Like if I don't take action now, I'll miss my chance. So I want you to sort of feel into how that is showing up in your life. It's like if you feel this insatiable urge to take action or to react or to say the thing or to send the email, take a moment and just sit with yourself and ask like, wow, this moment is really triggering for me. This person is really triggering me. This post is really triggering me. What do I need to do within myself? Because honestly, if we want peace in the world, we have to obtain inner peace, and we don't have to be perfect, but we really have to be doing the work. And sometimes trying to fix the outside world is a distraction. Like we may even be doing more harm than good, because what do we know if we're in a space of fear and scarcity and survival and we're acting from that place? So if you have this guilt of like, oh, maybe I should be talking about these things or doing more, recognize the power and the gift of your joy and your service to humanity. Because if you are thriving right now, and you are able to be prosperous and abundant, then why not the people that have integrity be prosperous and abundant and contribute to the marketplace, which is where real change is going to happen. But at the same time, we also have to prepare to kind of watch things fall apart. But I feel like as things fall apart in these like structures and these old ways, that we're going to see this resurgence of community. So I would also encourage you to really just be kind to other humans, whether it's just smiling on the street or, you know, like sending a prayer, whatever you can do. Just remember that we're all human. Like the person that has like completely different beliefs than you, like just imagine that they are also a mother or a father or a child of someone, and that someone cares about them. Like get into that Pisces energy, like whatever doorway you need to like find the keyhole to compassion. Like that's what we need. And if you're like you're in that angry dog energy, just be like, wow, I'm in my angry dog energy. I'm feeling really yappy right now. So I need to go create. I need to go dance it out. I need to move my body. So there's a lot that we can do when we don't know what to do. We can't control the energies. What will be, and we will always be okay. So let's move into the cards and see what messages the mermaids have in this mega charge moment. The first card that we have is Paradise. Look, she's so happy. The whole world could be burning down, and she is just sunning herself on her cosmic rock and just enjoying the breeze. And that's okay. It's allowed. And then we have support, and we have receptivity. Interesting. Also, what I didn't mention yet about the eclipse is it's a solar eclipse. So solar eclipses are about the self. It's the recharge, the resurgence of our life force, of our self. It's us 2.0. And then the lunar eclipse is about relationships. So self with other, whatever that other is. So you might feel like you were activated in some way in this solar eclipse, and then there'll be a series of events where maybe this other self that gets activated within the lunar eclipse comes to a close, because that part of you that was a match to that thing is done. You're not that version anymore. It's interesting because I feel like a lot of people who know me or think they know me feel like, oh, Meagan is so kind, and I am. And my cutoff game is strong. Like, I don't care how long I've known someone, I can cut them out very easily with like no remorse. And it just is what it is. And I can tell you that that's a very Aquarian trait. So because we're moving into the energy of a solar eclipse in Aquarius, you might see that. Like you might feel that coldness of like, oh, I thought we were close, and like that just ended. But you've got to trust it, and you got to let it go. Like you can't take it personally as much as you want to take it personally, because those doors need to close so new doors can open. So going back to this, and then I also want to say something about Mercury retrograde. So we'll see how it kind of flows into the cards. Is we have paradise. I create paradise with every thought that I think. So this is mindset, everything. The world may be burning down, but there is a paradise. There is a Mai Tai and an ocean breeze and a hammock in my mind at all times. Like that's the energy that we have to get to. And then support. I'm surrounded by love and support. This can be actual community that we're creating, family, friends, or partners, or it could be our spirit guides. And receptivity. I am open and receptive. So we have to allow in that support. We have to be able to receive support without guilt, without shame, and we have to focus on our mindset. Now, going back into this Mercury retrograde, so this huge change, this cosmic reset, this solar eclipse, everything, it's like so extra. All of February is so extra. It's all happening. And then we're going backwards with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So it's like we're going to have this huge moment. And with Uranian energy, it's often like kind of like a big explosion. And then it's over. Like it's over as quickly as it happens. And then you're left by like kind of this shock and then the aftermath of like, okay, now how do I rebuild after this tower moment? So this Mercury retrograde in Pisces can actually be a very healing moment where, you know, we just kind of do an inventory of all the things that shook us up or shook up the world and activated like the fear, the worry, the scarcity, all of that. And then we have this time to kind of go back and like to just really be gentle and kind to our hearts and our minds. And so let's see what the tarot has to say. I'm going to be using this deck. We have Judgment, which is that Uranian card. It's like the card of like breakthrough, of epiphany. And so this is really the one word for this solar eclipse in Aquarius. If you can't remember anything else that I said today, epiphany. Think about that. Like epiphany is like a wake-up call. Like suddenly it just clicks. Like you get it. You understand why this happened, why this person left, why this door closed, why you moved, why you didn't move, why you went through all the troubles that you went through. And you just get it. It's like higher consciousness just floods through and you're like, oh, I understand now and I can let it go. And then we have the King of Cups, which is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like that means like this masculine energy of like being open and intuitive. And the beauty of Aquarius is it's intelligent, but it's also intuitive. So that means that there's this structure, but there's also this anticipation of like being connected to higher consciousness. So if we can not only allow ourselves to feel, but we can also allow ourselves to receive the downloads, then it's going to make sense. Something is going to make sense. We have Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there might be some sort of like temporary loss, heartbreak, sadness, individually or collectively. Nine of Swords. And this is where I think we're at right now, where we're like worried. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? And what if you started thinking of worry as like wishing for the things that you don't want? And so when you're in this space of worry, I encourage you to meditate. I've been doing tapping regularly, and that's helped so much. There's so many free resources on YouTube that you can watch about tapping or listen to affirmations or journal. Whatever you do, you have got to find that paradise from the fear, and you've got to feel your feelings without fear. And then this final card is Ace of Pentacles. So whatever losses, whatever we're worried about, it's bringing a new beginning, a grounded new beginning, a structured new beginning. We just got to ride it out. We got to ride it out. We got to call in our spirit guides. And we also have the Three of Cups. So, you know, we've got to keep celebrating. If we continue to have celebration and joy, no matter what, there's nothing that those powers that be can do. Like that's what they're most afraid of, our sovereignty, our joy, our radiance. And so we have to be out there, and we have to remember that a mentor once told me that the more you're seen, the safer you are. And that's why I created this free 7-day mini course about the mental reset, the 7-day mental reset to activate your self-love and your radiance, because those are the keys. Shining your light bright, loving yourself, forgiving yourself, letting go of all of the things that have happened. Let it go. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. That's the best gift that we can give humanity, is our self-love and our ability to keep shining. That's how we rebel. Aquarius loves to rebel. So be the rebellious warrior that continues to laugh and to celebrate and to have fun. They cannot take our joy. They cannot take your light. They cannot take your sovereignty. You've got this, and we're going to make it through. I'll see you on the other side of the eclipse portal. Again, you can look at the link below to get that 7-day mental reset. We're going to need it. You can also find the ways to work with me, astrology, galactic channeled readings, all the things at meaganmermaid.com. And I love you so much. Have a great day.